Hi interwebs. My name is Katie and this is the Rhymes with Stitch channel. It's my very first episode and I'm nervous as hell. But that's never stopped me from trying to make something before, so figured I might as well give it a shot. I really like watching other podcasts on YouTube about crafting, and I thought mine could be another great space for anyone to come that wants to see what I'm making, that wants to see how I work through problems and just muddle my way through. I'm self-taught. I'm sure many of you are as well. I'm so lucky now to have all of these different resources. I don't have to figure out what, purl two together through the back loop is. I can go look it up. When I taught myself, I had one of those tiny booklets that we got from Joann Fabrics. It was like 4 pages long with illustrations. You're supposed to like work through them that way. It was rough. So I hope you like this channel and that you'll come back and see what I'm working on. Thought this first time we'll just show some of the first things I made and kind of the last things that I've made to compare. It's taken me probably 20 years since I began knitting, around there, and 10 years probably for quilting. And then the last few years I started making more dolls and things like that are super fun, sewing more. I'd like to try and make clothes for myself. That's new. Spinning sounds fun. There's so many fun things to do and I always want to do all of them. So you can see me struggle. So for the first thing that I knit, I was probably 19 in a dorm room with my bestie, and we got really bored and decided to go teach ourselves to knit. I believe the whole dorm was doing some kind of making hats for the winter, and so we decided we would teach ourselves and figure it out. We did not make hats. I don't know why. I'm sure there was 5 other girls on the floor that could have shown us what the heck they were doing, but we decided to figure it out on our own. So we bought the fuzziest, biggest, thickest yarn we could, these giant knitting needles, and sat around and tried to figure it out. Here, I'll show you what I made. Ready? Ta-da! Awesome scarf. Yeah. Just straight, a few stitches, cast on, and then knit until it was probably out of yarn. I wore it for years. And it's not fancy, I just knit back and forth. And I got to use it. It's an item I've had forever. So that's what I mean. Knitting it's really difficult. It's really, technical, and it has a steep learning curve. But you can try it. You can try anything. I think you should. Here's the most recent thing I finished. It was a sweater. It's called the Wednesday sweater by Petite knit. It's huge yarn, Aran plus some mohair, so you fly right through it, which is the best part. And it's super warm. So here's my sweater. Can you see? I'll stand up. It's got some ribbon on the bottom. Very fancy. I bought some, it's commercial wool off Amazon for the Aran yarn. It's quite expensive sometimes to buy really nice yarn for a very big project. But the mohair I got, Yarn Cafe Creation, she made this really pretty color called September Storm, which I thought made it fun. So I don't have anything this color. Whenever I try and knit something now, I'm trying to find a color I don't have, or something that would, I don't want to make everything gray or tan, just as I wouldn't want to buy everything that color. So kind of have to branch out. And then let's see, for my first quilting, I moved in once again with my best friend Christina, and she had just recently tried to start quilting. She bought a book called, it's like Fun with Strips or something like that. It's all strips, which, to make it even simpler, you could just buy one of those jelly rolls where they're already strips and assemble them like they say. But we had the little cutting mat and the rotary cutter and made our own strips and assembled a little quilt. And I was so excited to try. My grandmother had always made really nice quilts, but she cut each piece out with scissors and stitched it all together by hand and finished it by hand, and I just had no interest in doing it that way. And when I found out there's a whole new way to make quilts and to enjoy that process, it was so opened up a whole new world of making, which was awesome. So I'll show you that one again. We just cut out strips of random fabrics. I probably spent more time picking out the fabrics in Joann's than I actually spent assembling this quilt, because we were, you know, learning. So you can see it's just strips of color. The border, I did not quilt a single line through it. It's probably gonna fall apart pretty soon. You know where the batting it should have had more quilting on it. I just did a few straight lines like through the strips themselves. Can you see? And I was so proud. It's like a little throw size. It's just muslin on the back. Like, we were pretty young, and you know, you gotta save money where you can. I chose the backing. But it worked out. It's not the most beautiful thing, but man, my boys love it. They still use it like it's, you know, the best thing I've ever made. They love it. So I tried my best, and I think it worked out. It's usable. And then the next one, you try something a little different, like maybe 2 different kinds of pieces. And here's the most recent quilt I finished. It's a baby gift. Everyone that I know apparently is getting pregnant at the same time. I've had to make like 4 baby quilts lately, which is exciting and fun. I love making gifts for everyone. It's like the best part of making things, and I hope everyone around me enjoys them. They seem to, or they're just lying to me, and that's fine too. Let's just keep that between us. That's fine. So Haley, look away. This is the gift for you. Join me back in like 30 seconds. So this is the Crisscross Pattern by Susie Quilts. Can you see? Super fun, right? It's a really good sized baby quilt. Some of them are super small lately, but you know, I like a bigger one. I don't just want a newborn to be able to utilize it. And I think I'm getting better at picking out colors and the way I want things to look. You know, sometimes you think it's gonna go one way, and once you assemble it all, it's kind of a mess or too muddy. And I think that is one of the skills that I'm really getting better at, is I can see what I want to buy to make it look the way I'm hoping it will turn out. So yeah, I'm getting there. And I just did some straight line quilting. It goes down to the center. It makes like diamonds that cut in and out. Just inch across. Make it strong, you know, so you can wash it a ton, because I'm hoping they use it a ton. So I want it to be really strong. Hopefully it is. Okay, Haley, you can come back now. You can see now. And then the other thing I wanted to show you that I've been doing more of is making dolls, toys, little things like that, which are so fun. It's really nice to make a smaller project, because some of these, you know, a quilt can take months, a sweater can take months. So a doll, it's like you get that instant gratification where you can spin it up in a few weeks and you have this awesome thing that you can hand out over. My boys love them. Any girl in my life, I just throw things I make in their direction. I have 2 little boys, so less dolls here, but I try and make it work. Here's the first one I made. It was an image I found on Pinterest forever ago, probably a decade. And so when I had my first baby, I made him a little bear. And see him? He has terrible, you can see the embroidery is poor, but I was doing my best. Embroidery is something I also taught myself. I'm better now. I don't do it as often as some of these other crafts, but I'm passable. I'm passable now. And so he just has a little bow. He's simple streams. There's nothing. Did give him a little tail. See? Can you see the tail? Meow, meow. He's super cute. But I had fun with him. But he's simple. You know, like you're just putting together 2 pieces, throwing on some legs. I think the hardest part of any doll is stuffing it. My gosh, no one understands how long that takes. I hope you suffer with me, because it's my least favorite part of anything, is stuffing it. And then the most recent doll I made was actually for my friend Candace. Her daughter is like a Harry Potter super fan, which so am I. And I decided she asked for a Hermione doll. So I took this pattern from, what's it called? Storybook Toys is the book. And she has just a straight girl doll pattern. It gives different haircuts and different dresses, things like that. So you can kind of personalize it. And I used that base pattern and then just I knit like a sweater vest and a house scarf and things like that to make her, you know, Hermione. Helped her hold a wand, but I gave that gift away. I can't take it back. She'd probably just park here in my sewing room and keep it. So I'll show you the one I made right before that, which is a Topsy-Turvy Doll. Same pattern, the same book, Storybook Toys. Probably made half a dozen things out of there. But anyway, here she is. So this is Goldilocks. Can you see her? I also embroidered her face. I think I'm getting better at faces at least. And the hair, that was a new thing too. I think I stopped trying. It was really intimidating by making the doll hair. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Her instructions are really clear. And once you get started, you're like, oh, okay, it's just work, not, you know, it's not hard. It just looks intimidating. And then so the Topsy-Turvy Doll, you do this. See, and then there's something inside. And it's the 3 bears. So you've got Mama Bear and Baby Bear. He actually has 2 faces. And then Papa Bear is on the other side. Can you see him? It was so fun to make. And there's, I mean, little buttons, all these little details that you kind of got to make your own. I had really a lot of fun picking out the fabrics for it. That was kind of the hardest part. You know, as with anything, like how it's so little and special, you wanted each thing to be like just right. So I think it turned out great. I love her. It took forever though. It was a very involved doll. I'd like to make another one though. Maybe not with bears on the bottom, but another. I've seen really neat ones that are like Cinderella, you know, in rags, and then you flip it and she's in a ball gown, and there's so many neat ideas. So maybe I'll try that again soon. Or I've been thinking of making Luna Lovegood for myself, kind of that same doll. Because now I'm jealous. Evie has my Hermione doll, and I really need my own Harry Potter doll. So I'll just make Luna, and I'll probably try that soon. I've got the stuff ready for it, and pieces cut out. I just haven't dove in. It can be a lot, because I like to make all the bits. I want to make her a, you know, once Luna comes in the movies, like she's in this cardigan, I'm gonna try and figure that out. So you have to kind of think on it. Half of my making is just making sure I have what I need, that when I'm ready I can pull the trigger on it. So yeah, I hope that you guys are interested and you want to come back and see what I'm working on next time. I'm making some quilts just for myself because they're fun. I'm knitting a bunch of little pieces, and I think, like I said, I'll start that doll soon, which will be really fun. I hope you guys like to watch that too. And yeah, let's just make a really cool place to talk about what we're working on. I want to see what you're working on, and I want to hear what you're struggling with, and we can work on it together, teach ourselves together. And that's what I'm hoping to do with this channel. So if you like this, you know, hit like, subscribe, come back. I hope to do every 2 weeks, I think is what I can commit to. So let's do it. We'll try. Like everything else I started making, it might be rough for a while, but I'll do my best. And I think I'll improve over time, so stick around and see what I come back with. And yeah, see you here on the next one. Happy making.